Our first contestant is Sanchita None. River. River. Sanchita None.
Thank you, Madam Contest Master. A river. When I think of a river, I think of something very smooth, something flowing, something fresh, something just like me. When I think of river, I think of fish, I think of starfish, I think of octopus even, because of course the river leads to the lake and the lake leads to the ocean. And I think that's fresh, just like me. You may think that sounds a little conceited, and I think it is a little conceited, but actually, I think a river is something beautiful, something flowing, something fresh. I think a river is something that's pure, something that's honest, something that God's hand has touched. I think that a river is something beautiful, something flowing, and something fresh. I think that a river is just like me, ever-changing, ever-growing, full of life. I think a river is beautiful and flowing and fresh. I think a river is me. I think a river is you. Thank you.
Jerri Buchanan. River. River. Jerri Buchanan.
Madam Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. What an awesome question, because river can bring so much to mind. The very first thing that came to mind, the river dance. Absolutely, I would love to get up here and do the river dance, although my orthopedic surgeon would suggest I don't. So just pretend with me that I am doing the river dance. Okay, here you go. Applause, applause, thank you very much. River also is the river of life. Missouri is on the Mississippi River. I love rivers. This wasn't always the case. In 1993, my husband dragged me across from Ohio to Missouri because of his job, and that was the year of the Great Flood. I didn't like the river that year. The river that year meant mud, it meant slosh, it meant I couldn't get to work. It also meant that there were a lot of people that were in a lot of dire straits. It was a very bad year for a river. I much prefer to think of river dance. However, river is the wonderful, flowing streams of life that come through all of us at all times. I am so very thankful that I have rivers in my life. Rivers of hope, of joy, of love, natural rivers that we can go and watch the beauty of, things to be afraid of when there's too many storms in life. But all in all, I still think if you have to think of a river, think of a river dance. And
Samantha Sokalsky. River. River. Samantha Sokalsky.
Thank you, Madam Contest Master. Fellow Toastmasters, A river. A river can be wet, cold, dangerous, but it can also be a meaning for life. When I graduated high school, I was the salutatorian, and I was able to give a speech to my graduating class. And I said, I could say corny things about life, the universe, and everything, quoting Douglas Adams. And I could compare it to a river. I could say how we were all streams and we met in one and we just flowed to the ocean. But I'm not going to do that. In fact, I wanted to make them cry. So I told them a story about my first competition. I played clarinet all through my 5th through 12th grade years. In my very first solo contest, I leaned over to my mom and I said, Mom, I'm going to play with my eyes closed. Because I had the piece memorized, not a big deal. So she smiled and said, okay. I went through the solo, had my eyes closed, performed, went outside, broke down because I thought I screwed up. And afterwards she goes, I closed my eyes. I said, why is that? She goes, you told me to. So during this graduation speech, I wanted to thank my mom for supporting me. But I looked back to my classmates and I said, we are still all those streams that met and combined into a river. But aren't you glad my speech was a little more interesting? Madam Contest Master.
J. Roman. River. River. J. Roman.
Oh, my boat's got a hole in it and I might drown. Yes, my boat's got a hole in it and I might drown. Now, what does that have to do with river? Well, first of all, you put a boat on the river, and if it's got a hole in it, I might drown. But river, I remember there was a movie, The River Runs Wild. Now, I don't know about you, but I never saw a river run. I've seen the river stake around, I've seen it move, but run, I've never seen it run before. So, when you think of river, you might think of a person saying, hi, I'm Mr. River. No, I'm not. Well, it sounded good to me. Boy, you're a tough crowd. River. River. What do you say about river? I mean, goodness gracious. Great river of fire. No, that won't work either. River has water. Water you drink. Unless you're from St. Louis, then that's St. Louis water from the river that you don't want to drink. I don't know. What did you say about water river? Somebody say something. Gosh, you're a tough crowd. Does anybody ever think about river? I mean, when we think about rivers, I've walked many rivers. I walked the Colorado River. I watched the Platte River. I've walked the Yucca River. Have any of you ever walked the Yucca River? Yucca is in Arizona. Yes, it's Yucca, Arizona, and there's the Yucca River and meets with the Yucca River. You know, I can see right now you're just way too tough for me, and I'd love to improv on this, but goodness gracious, I see we have a yellow light, and I need to quit while I'm ahead. Thank you.
Jerri Blank. River. River. Jerri Blank.
Contest Master, distinguished district officers, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. The word river makes me think of the song, Old Man River. I have a lot in common with that. This isn't the humorous speech contest. Old men and rivers, what do they have in common? They've gone on and on and on. They've succeeded by doing that. Have they failed by doing that? No. Mississippi River has succeeded in building the whole mid-area of our country. Was it all young men that did that? No. Again, the parallel of river and old men have helped. They've piloted boats. They brought products to the shore. They've taken products from the shore to build and improve where we are now. So river, wow. Think of the water that continually flows. The commerce that continually flows with that. The thoughts of people just enjoying watching the water flow. The boats that people can enjoy being on or watching go by on the river. It has provided entertainment, it's provided commerce, it's provided just hours of enjoyment. Wealth beyond belief to people who know how to use the river. So anytime you think of the river, don't just think of water. Don't just think of twigs that are going down to meet a demise in a bigger body of water perhaps, but think of all the joy, all the wealth that water has brought to help all of us to be able to enjoy the lifestyle that we have. So anytime you think of it, when you think of river, say it with reverence. Contest master.
Okay, so for our third place winner for the 2010-2011 Table Topics Contest goes to Samantha Sokalsky. Here is the plaque for third place Table Topics. Congratulations. After 3, now the number is second place. Not exactly number 4, but anyway, the second place goes to Mary Buchanan. One we're all been waiting for. That means that we will not have some announcements or something. It takes a few minutes for announcements. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just go ahead and announce our first place winner for the 2010-2011 Table Topics Contest for the Fall Conference goes to Jerri Blank.